What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective, and I'm here for the news. And yesterday, former President Donald Trump was hit with a federal indictment. Now, obviously, this is something that's been a long time coming, and it's finally climaxed, where they officially indicted Donald Trump. Now, I've been covering these Donald Trump cases. Former President Donald Trump, Florida home was raided by the FBI. Now, as you can see, I made this other video right here. Joe Budden had top secret documents next to his Corvette. Putin and Trump under attack. Who goes to jail first? I made this video right here. Former President Trump indicted at Florida home. And in this video, I told people that it wasn't abnormal for former politicians, whether it be former senators, congressmen, and most definitely former presidents, to have classified documents in their house. Let's take a look. We're going to go back and let's take a look at it. Let's see what I said. This video is from 9 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. What? As you can see on the screen, 9 months ago. Let's take a look. August 13th, 2022. What did I say then? So, what's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel Sports, Life, and Politics TV. And today, we're going to be going over this Donald Trump raid on his home in Mar-a-Lago, which is in Florida, where the FBI chose to search his house for, I guess, illegal files or classified files or whatever the judge gave them permission or reason to give them permission to go into his house. Now, my take on all this is politicians, by their own nature, are all crooked. And remember, I made this video long before the Joe Biden documents was found. I knew for a fact that all of these things happen to all of these politicians keep documents and files on one another. There's no doubt about that. You know, I've said this in every video I've ever made when it came to politics. I like politics for the theater of it. I don't like politics because I root for one side over the other. To me personally, I think they're all crooks, but that's been every politician in the history of mankind. Whether it's been Roman politics, Greek politicians, if they're in politics too long, it becomes a cesspool. And American politics is most definitely a cesspool. Now, I would imagine if you went to any politician's home unannounced, you will find kiddie porn. Yep. Allegedly. You might find illegal money wire transfers. Most definitely. Allegedly. Yeah. You might find snuff films of somebody being hurt or harmed. Allegedly. You might find sexual acts with men, women, boys, and girls. Allegedly. The things that you will find in a politician's home, especially a sitting U.S. senator, or a vice president, or a president, or a congressman, none of this is surprising. All of them hold information over each other. Now, when you're president, you're going to have information on world leaders. That's part of being president. That's just like when they hopped on Hillary Clinton's ass, the FBI got on her ass real good. Guess what? They found a bunch of emails with all type of illegal activities. Why? Because politics by its own nature is a dirty, filthy business. Yep. Donald Trump is no different. Nope. People try to make it like, oh, Donald Trump is just, no, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. Yep. Barack Obama. Yep. George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld. Preach. It doesn't matter. The list goes on and on. If you went into these people's homes unannounced, you would find everything you're looking for. So this whole thing is completely overblown. He had classified files. If you would have asked me before any of this happened, do you think Donald Trump has classified files in his house? I would say 100%. I think Obama got, I know, allegedly, Barack Obama got classified files in his house. And God knows what else. But let's take a look at it.
And I just want to go over that clip because, you know, some of these things hold true over time. I made this video 9 months ago, and at the time when I made it, I didn't know that they were going to find more classified files in another president's house. But I told you then, like I'm telling you now, this is not that big of a deal. This is overblown. And the only reason why this is a big deal is because Donald Trump, for the last 2.5 years, has been polling as the lead candidate for the Republican Party. There's no doubt about that. All of this is politics. If Donald Trump retired quietly and said, I'm done with politics, I don't want nothing else to do with it, they would never, ever be trying to indict him. No way, shape, or form. This whole thing is political. There's no doubt about it. Like I tell people all the time, I'm apolitical, man. I don't choose one side over the other. That's why I'm unbiased. I can tell the truth. Let's take a look at this clip.
And Democrats tonight condemning the former president, while most Republicans are rallying behind him.
Within hours after ABC News confirmed with sources the looming indictment of former President Donald Trump involving classified documents, both Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill sounding off. Republicans rallying around Trump. Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy saying on Twitter in part, quote, I and every American who believes in the rule of law stand with President Trump against this grave injustice. House Republicans will hold this brazen weaponization of power accountable. GOP Representative Mike Bost of Illinois' 12th District also posting on Twitter, quote, tonight is the next step in the Democrats' coordinated effort targeting Donald J. Trump. They're trying to derail his front-runner campaign for the presidency, despite the fact that Joe Biden himself had classified documents strewn across the mid-Atlantic region.
And as you can see, that's going to be the big hiccup for the Democratic Party because there's no justification of going after Donald Trump without going after Joe Biden and or really Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden's son. If Trump is guilty, and if you say he is, I can accept that. Long as it's, you know, there's some justice in it, and Joe Biden is guilty too, because you can't say which classified documents is more important, especially you never know over time. A document that's not that important today, 2 years from now, it might become the most important document you ever seen in your life. You just don't know. That's why they keep all these different files on different people for different circumstances and different situations.
Most Illinois Democrats on Capitol Hill remaining quiet as of now. Democratic Congressman Jerry Nadler of New York saying on Twitter, I am grateful to live in a nation where no man is above the law. Congressman Robert Garcia of California.
And that's completely disingenuous because a lot of these politicians, people who are at the head and top of major corporations, CEOs, etc., are above the law, and they like to play above the law. Now, you can't be above the law of God, but they are most definitely above the laws of these men. Men make laws, men break laws, especially these people who make the laws are most definitely breaking the laws. There's no doubt about that.
Calling Trump, quote, a con man who damaged our institutions, turned us against each other, and who will be finally held accountable by the country he tried to destroy.
As you can see, he said he's a con man. Well, all politicians are con men. All of them are basically paid actors. A lot of times the stuff they spew and say, they don't even believe behind the scenes. There's no doubt about that. That's why a Republican can become a Democrat, and a Democrat can become a Republican. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. Now he's a Republican because they choose the side which is easiest for them to win, because politics is all about winning. And when you win, you can make the money because you're going to be people are going to use money to bribe you to institute laws. There's no doubt about that. That's all it is. It's basically a big ass Ponzi scheme. It's a big con game. The whole thing is a con game. So to say Donald Trump is a con man is disingenuous when the whole thing is a con man's game. They had a movie with Eddie Murphy where he was playing a politician. I can't think of the name of the movie off the top of my head. You can help me out in the comments, but where he just basically conned his way into office, and they were impressed with how he did it. So, you know, the whole game is just one big con.
And fellow GOP contender for the White House, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, posting on Twitter in part, quote, why so zealous in pursuing Trump, yet so passive about Hillary or Hunter? The DeSantis administration will bring accountability to the DOJ, excise political bias, and end weaponization once and for all. And formerly,
Let me say this about Ron DeSantis. Does he believe any of that stuff he's saying? Absolutely not. He ate Donald Trump's guts, but he is a staunch Republican. And if he is to beat Donald Trump, he would need Donald Trump supporters. So all these people are playing a political game, and they're doing the political dance and maneuver right before your eyes. That's why I say I like the theater of politics. I'm a person who like to read in between the lines. I like to see what people are saying and what they're doing, and then giving out the real thing of what they're actually trying to get across, or their real agenda is what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of times they can say one thing, do another thing, and you know what they say, actions speak louder than words. There's no doubt about that. But I just wanted to go over that clip because I've been covering this stuff for a while, and I go over these things and I make all these assertions, and it turns out to be true. You know, that's why I say this is the #1 YouTube channel for couch detectives. I come here and I solve a lot of different things by reading in between the lines and getting to the bottom of the story. But this has been Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective. I'm here for the news. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I just took your ass. The whole political game is one big con man ride. Peace.